Nanton Aviation Station, NAS. And we're here at the Bomber Command Museum in the North Hangar, where they do all of the rebuilding and rejuvenating of these old warbirds. And you see behind us the de Havilland Mosquito. And the Chief Engineer, Jack, is with me now. And Jack, thanks for showing us your baby here. And can you give us an update on where you're at on the airframe repair?
Okay, so within the last week, we received an expensive shipment of wood that's behind us here. We had some specially built veneers out of Salzburg, Austria, actually, that arrived by air freight on Friday from KLM. So we haven't unpackaged them yet. We're going to build a parts shelf so we can safely stow them. We've got some Sitka spruce and balsa wood that's arrived as well from down east in various sizes.
You mean Sitka spruce, the golden,
yeah,
the golden wood?
The golden wood, and actually it's the cheap stuff nowadays. The balsa's a little bit more expensive, and the veneers that we have, a sheet of plywood for the Mosquito right now is running about $640 a sheet. So it's not cheap. So we're just finishing off putting foam blocks on the inside to hold the fuselage in shape while we start to reskin. Down beside me here, we've got some frames that are being built right now. We're just getting ready to jig the wing into a fixture so that we can put it in a safe position for the summer season. So that.
And what would you classify as a safe position for a de Havilland Mosquito wing?
Vertical.
Oh, okay. So is that leading edge down, trailing edge up?
Yeah, that's the way we're going to keep her, to take up the minimal amount of space in here. As you can see around here, space is at a premium.
Right, right. Well, pretty busy sometimes here in the rebuild hangar. And if our viewers don't know it, the Calgary Mosquito Society has brought their baby down here because of sort of the progressive attitude here and cooperation to rebuild warbirds. And Jack and Richard DeBoer and all the guys are working very hard here, and we're very pleased to have you here. So Jack, now on the first stage will be the fuselage.
Yeah, the fuselage.
And will you take it right to complete and then do the wing next?
Actually, we'll work on the fuselage first. That'll be sort of a proof for us to how we're going to do some of the repairs down the road. We've got far more damage on the fuselage than we do on the wing that we can repair. Then it's sort of an image thing too. People like to look in cockpits, so it's a lot nicer to look in the cockpit of the airplane than it is to look in a fuel tank of a wing.
Right. Well, I like the technology that you're using where you had the digital scanners to go inside of the fuselage, and because it's going to be weakened during the rebuild, you've built these high density foam blocks to support it inside, but that was all done with computer.
It was. So we had a company called Rapid 3D come down with a camera that's actually Quebec technology, and they scanned the inside of the airplane. We took the information back to Calgary, they modeled it, and then they put it up on the cloud for us, and then we had a foam company then put it in their CNC machine and cut foam blocks that are being fitted into the fuselage now.
Sure, sure. Well, all the best of luck in this Mosquito rebuild, and we'll come back and visit you as you guys are slogging away on this good old airframe here.
Yeah, looking for termites.
Okay, yeah, good. Okay, thanks, Jack.
Okay.
And we're doing our tour of the Bomber Command Museum and out here in Nanton, Alberta. And with me is Bob, and he's been here since the year 2000, Bob. 2000. And 15 years now. And so you've seen this museum grow leaps and bounds, and everybody is making up a good team here. And so you're working on this de Havilland Tiger Moth 4080, is it?
Correct.
And it's in the markings of one of our distinguished wartime pilots, Murray Peden.
Correct, yes.
And tell me what you're doing on the Tiger Moth here, and the repairs and the adjustments that you're making.
Well, one of our supporters generously supplied funds such that we could restore the canopy on this aircraft. And so we're working on pulling together the correct materials, and it's coming together quite nicely. It's restored to airworthiness, so someday this aircraft could and hopefully will fly. So it's yet the extra care of assembly is important.
Sure. Now, this is not just your standard summertime canopy. This is a special canopy that you're putting on. So could you explain the difference between the summer canopy and the winter canopy when the tiger moths had to fly in the cold?
Well, there only was one canopy, but they did have heat, cabin heat, supplied by the manifold heat off the exhaust. So they were pretty drafty, I would say. I've never actually been in one in the winter, but you'd have to wear your warm clothes.
Sure. Well, this one is in tribute to Murray Peden's tiger moth that he flew when he was training as a Sprague pilot. Tiger Moth 4080, and we're hoping that this airplane will fly. We have to, I think, exchange engines. The airframe is in very good condition and it's airworthy potentially, but we've got to have that new engine on it. Do you know anything about that engine, or do we have one ready?
Yes, the engine's overhauled and ready to go on. There's just a few small items that need to be obtained once we get our act together as far as the airframe's concerned. There's lots of interior work to be done on the controls, etc. as well.
Sure, well that's great, and so we're going to just cruise around and talk to all the guys tonight. Tuesday night is shop night, and everybody's out here doing their thing, so thanks Bob, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah, you're welcome, lots of fun.